Hi, my name is Dinamar Gonzalez, and this is my model of the Pennsylvania colony. So first, right here it says colony of, it says Pennsylvania, right there. So first thing I would like to show you guys would be the house I made. So this would be a house in the Pennsylvania colony, have this little entrance. You would go in and then and then you would go in, and first thing you would see would be their living room. Their living room would have fireplace and couches to sit at. They would also have books to read, since they didn't have anything to listen to music or to distract yourself on Instagram and stuff. So then you would see their kitchen. They had bowls and stuff. They had a sink to wash their hands, like wishy-washy, and then they would have a stove to cook stuff, and then they would have places to store their food. And we got one over here. And then they would have a table, kitchen table, to sit at and stuff. So next thing I would like to show you would be their bathroom. Their bathroom, they didn't have toilets, so they would sit down. Their poop would go down there in a hole, and then they would use the corn thing to wipe their bottoms, which sounds pretty disgusting, and that's where they would throw it away. And then they would wash their hands, and since they didn't have Febreze spray or anything, they would use flowers, or they wouldn't. It's up to them. Next thing I would like to show you is their room. They would have a room with a bed, a chest to store their stuff, and if they were too lazy, then they would, eat cake right there and stuff. They would have their money stored as well in their rooms. And then the outside backyard is over here. And in their backyard, the woman would come over here, grab a piece of dirty clothes, like a hat and a shirt. They would first wash it off with soap. They would rinse it, and then it would be done. So then they would just go and put it in dry and stuff like that. Same thing with the shirt. Soap, and then rinse off, and then bam, your clothes is washed. So yeah, now they have clean clothes in there, luckily. The farmers, or the guys, they would have, some of them would have wanted to have a little business and sell fruits and vegetables, things that would come in worthy, and that would help them earn money. So they would have wheat to bake stuff. They would have pumpkins to make pies and stuff like that. Melons, delicious fruit, so they could eat, and beetroot, so they could make soup and stuff. Now for the kids, they didn't really have much things to play with, like tablets. They had no electricity, so they would sometimes climb up, and then we go down. And yeah, so they could at least entertain themselves a little. So then they would have horses. Some of them had good horses. They wanted them to stay protected, so they would get their best armor or stuff like that. So yeah. The next thing I would like to show you guys is a church. So the church is over here. The church is where they would pray and things like that. They have a bell tower. They would ring the bells, ding dong, and stuff like that at certain times. Mostly every hour and stuff like that. And then you would walk down the aisle. The priest would walk down the aisle with his group of people, and then he would just sit down in his chair and read the Bible to the people. They had crosses and stuff. And then the people on the other side, the people that weren't priests and would go to church, they would walk down the aisle, try to get a good spot, but if they had noisy children, then they would sit in the back. So their noisy kids wouldn't distract people much. But if they just loved sitting in the front and their kids weren't noisy and they wouldn't distract anybody, then they would go ahead and sit down in the front and get a good view and stuff. Alright, so the next thing I would like to show you guys is a colonial blacksmith. The blacksmith is over here. This is a colonial blacksmith. They would have a small space. They would enter in there. They would start their job. They would get tools and stuff, you know. They would get their tools, and then they would put them in the fire, and then over here they would pound on them with these really heavy hammers and make them into shapes and things like that. They would make different types of things like swords, and they would also use wood sometimes. Over here, I think you guys would get a better understanding of what a blacksmith is. So you would enter the shop, and then you would get your things and then put them in the fire, and then Ma? And then okay, I think this is the same one. So yeah. And then the last thing I would like to show you guys is a colonial clothes making shop. They would also wash their clothes there. It's up to you. So right here is where I think this is first. So first they would get one of these, and then you would start sewing the body of the clothes. This is for the guys, and this is for the women's. And then they would finish that off, and then come over here to this one. And this is for the guys, this is for the women's, and then yeah. They would wash the clothes here too, clothes. They would also make some things for the horses. They would make clothes for the horses. They would polish it, especially diamond, right? You can't really wash it. And they would also clean your tools and stuff like that. So yeah. And I believe this is the last of it. So thank you for watching my Colony of Pennsylvania tour.